Yeah, Long Beach is actually like only 4 days from here. I just had a testing first time. I was like trying to like more take easy because I thought we don't have time to get like 100% ready. But after today, I think with one more testing, I think we can still fight for the podium.
I don't like Long Beach. I like not to think about it. I just like to sit in the car and just go. The more I think about Long Beach, the more I dislike it. And it's so cool, Long Beach. It's like street course, and you know, you're really close to the fans and you're really close to the city, and everything is cool about it. But the like first event out the blocks, it's too unforgiving.
Last year going into it, I came out like swinging at Media Day. I think it was the first time we've ever ran Media Day, and I was just like scraping balls and just running like nuts. And then we got to when it counted, and I just was driving way too hard. Totally like biffed it.
So I'm from Japan, and in Japan you get driver's license at 18 years old. And before that, I was riding a motorcycle when I was 17 years old, and I was into it, and then I was riding through the canyons. And one day at night, I saw the car getting sideways when I was riding a motorcycle. And then since that day, I was like, this is really dope, I want to do it. Actually, before even I got licensed, I got AE86 for $200 from my friend, like older friend. Back then it was really cheap because the initial D it just like started, so it wasn't really popular yet. And back then drifting wasn't really popular, or it wasn't really started in the States. It's like back in 2003. And the guy was really cool enough to hire me to compete one of the competition in the States. And I just compete, and I did really well. And that's how I got into competition drifting in the States back in 2003. After a few races, I picked up some sponsors, and I drove in for Pacific Rim for 4 or 5 years. And after a couple other teams, start driving for Team Falken Tire since 2009.
Daijiro Yoshihara ripping through the course.
My brother got a hold of some JDM option DVDs off of eBay actually many moons ago, and these guys were sliding these cars around like it was so cool. So I was like, okay, mine is outside the window, I might as well give that a shot. It didn't work out so good, but as I modified the car and stuff, it became easier and easier. And I guess I've had a lot of fortune. I got in at the right time back home. Yeah, it's a pretty fairy tale story, my one. Did some D1 Japan events that when they came to the UK. Did pretty well. They invited me to go to Arundel in 06, and yeah, we did quite well again. I think we were the highest non-Japanese driver both days. And since my car was shipped one way, it was here, so we could put a deal together. And yeah, 2007, I got the Rookie of the Year.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Look at these guys. They initiate side by side like fighter jets. It is a dogfight. Who's going to reign supreme? Here we go, transitioning. Nice on the clip is Darren McNamara. Whoa, Darren!
I'm in such a good place right now with this 14, with SPD. Like, I wouldn't change a thing.
My first exposure to drifting was, there was like a drift show off or something like that in Irwindale parking lot in I think 2003 or something, but I was living in Arizona. We heard about this thing that was gonna happen about these cars and doing this stuff that we were watching on YouTube, and we're like, we're gonna go out and like see what's going on. And we came out here, and Drifter X was like ripping off his exhaust. Reese Millen was like lighting all 4 tires like off in his some like Mitsubishi rally car. There was, I don't know, probably another like 10 to 20, you know, pretty sweet looking cars. And I saw what they were doing, and I was like, man, I just had this like feeling inside of me, like give me a car, I want to go do that. I bought an ARC-7, I did the whole Turbo 2 swap and drivetrain swap, got like some tank coilovers and started building it up in my garage and started competing at Just Drift and back in the day when Drift Day was still around, and just started having fun with it. I mean, I remember going to competitions where Taka and Hiro were judging, and like they would give me like pointers, and I think they saw some, potential in me, and they just kept on giving me pointers, and they both at that time drove for Falken. So I think that was my first exposure to Falken. But I just kept on like shooting for this dream of like driving for a living, driving as a profession. Like I kind of gave myself like a 5-year plan. If I'm not like picked up and sponsored and doing this like full time in 5 years, like I have to like figure something out in my life. We made that decision, committed to it, and then next thing I know, I get a phone call from Jay Brad, and he's asking me to come in for an interview in this building. And I remember it was definitely a life-changing experience.
The biggest hurdle of this year will be the new car. But after today's testing, I felt pretty good, and I just felt the potential. So if we can figure it out quick enough, then we should be in a good position to fight for the championship.
We've tried to put everything in the right place for the season this year. I think this is going to be our biggest shot. And yeah, as I said, the 14 is feeling great. Got a great team behind me. There's no excuses anymore. So it's just, it's an obvious answer, but it is the one we have to do it. We just have to. It's a massive monkey on my back. I can't really relax or feel like I've accomplished anything until it happens, And it doesn't happen to that many people, but, we've been so close. I'm sure Justin would say the same thing.
I don't have any of that stress this year. Cars seems way better. We've dropped a lot of weight. I've dropped a little bit of weight. It's got more angle. And I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be a good year. A lot less pressure, and the team's really solid, and like everybody like gets along really well, and I don't know, we just have nothing to lose. I think that's sometimes when you do your best.
So I went up against Chris Forsberg. He's always really competitive guy since day one. I've been competing with him since 10 years ago. Sometimes I lose, sometimes I win. In last year, he beat me 2 times in a row. So I really wanted to beat him this time. But he's just driving really well. He's always good, but especially this event, he seems doing really well. And I was just getting comfortable with the new car, so I was able to push harder than ever. So I think I put one of my best runs, both lead run and follow run. But it just wasn't enough to beat him. I really wanted to push harder in Long Beach. Like I say, starting off the season with the podium is really good. It's always good. But yeah, I'm not gonna say I didn't push. Of course, I push as much as I can. But the situation was the brand new car, and I wasn't really used to the car, and still, there's a lot of things that we don't know about the car. This top 32 knocked out not gonna affect me that much. At least that's what I'm believing right now.
So I guess there is a bit of a rivalry there, I feel that a bit more with JR. It's my old team. I guess you do get some rivalries going on. And I knew the car was good, their car was always good. If we can outrun them, make no mistakes, then everyone was really happy with that. So it's a good thing to do, and let's do more of it.
Great job this weekend, Darren.
Hey guys, that was
That was pretty even, I thought. And 1,000 one piece. Thank you very much, guys. Great weekend. And let's go run up in Atlanta.
You know, we've made a lot of progress with the car, and the setup is really good in it now, and it's ready for this extra power boost we're going to give it. So I'm actually excited about it.
You know, going against Odie, I knew that he's a solid driver, very consistent. And again, I led because I was a higher qualifier. And I just laid down a solid lead run.
All right, he's really shallow on the zone 1. He carries a little late, similar to Turk. You definitely have an advantage here.
I got, feedback from Sergio that it seemed like I had advantage. Actually, I was a little surprised off the start because his car is extremely fast in a straight line. And he gapped me on the takeoff. Like, as soon as the light dropped, he was just gone. So I did everything that I could to not to run a super shallow line, but to stay on his line and try to chase him down, and we finally reeled him in. The judges found that we had a better set of 2 runs, and we again moved on. I felt really good about it. I felt like I had a really solid follow run. I was on his line. I could have probably tightened it up a little bit, but I felt like I had a solid follow run, and I was excited about it. And then, the judges deliberated for quite a while, and they ended up pointing at him, and I was a little disappointed, but I don't think I was mad. Again, I came into the event, with a lot less big expectations for myself. I mean, I wanted to have fun. Obviously, you want to go every round and win, but I'm really confident in my team and the car that they've given me this year. And I know that it's pretty much impossible to win every single round. But walking away with that 4th place finish, I feel great about it, and I'm definitely ready for Atlanta.